Have I ever experienced a day when the electricity fails and suddenly my home transforms into a dark cavern? No illumination, no electronic devices, not even a hot cup of coffee, unless I'm courageous enough to ignite a match and puzzle out the workings of that old camping stove. Now picture inhabiting that reality daily, not out of necessity, but by deliberate choice. That's precisely the Amish way. While most of us stumble around in the darkness, they proceed with their daily routines, untroubled by power outages, flickering routers, or the dreaded low battery alerts. It seems as if they've deciphered a secret the rest of us overlooked, and the most impressive part is how effortlessly they manage it. The Amish are not merely getting by without electricity, they are flourishing. And no, it isn't some enigmatic power ensuring things operate seamlessly. It's intelligent, deliberate methods they've cultivated over many generations. While I might depend on smart thermostats for warmth or electric ovens for preparing meals, the Amish possess an entire array of solutions that function equally well, if not superiorly. Have I ever attempted to flip a light switch after dark only to recall the bulb is useless because the power is off? Meanwhile, the Amish are settling down for a candlelit meal without any disruption. They have practiced this for centuries and show no inclination to alter their ways. It makes me ponder who truly has life figured out, doesn't it? Their decisions may appear antiquated initially, but they hold a certain wisdom and simplicity. It's not a matter of shunning technology purely for its own sake. Rather, it's about determining what is essential and what is not. I won't find the Amish aimlessly browsing social media or struggling with Wi-Fi dead spots, but I will observe them living comfortably using methods many of us have since forgotten. When I consider the Amish, solar panels are not precisely the first thing I picture. Nevertheless, some Amish communities have adopted solar energy in a manner that aligns perfectly with their principles, straightforward, functional, and without extravagance. I won't see them charging smartphones or operating electric mixers, but these panels silently supply energy for crucial items such as lights, fans, or even sewing machines for crafting quilts. They've identified an ideal balance, utilizing only what is necessary, avoiding overconsumption. Solar energy has seen a global surge, expanding by over 40% in the last 10 years, and the Amish are discreetly partaking in this trend. They install panels on roofs and barn structures, meticulously placing them to capture maximum sunlight, just as they approach everything else, with careful consideration and purpose. And should they produce a surplus of power, they distribute it within their community, much like one might lend a cup of sugar, only in this instance, it's a bit of energy for the evening. I discovered the significance of solar power through a tough lesson on a camping excursion when I neglected to place our solar lanterns out in the daytime. By night, we were stumbling over firewood in the pitch black. The Amish, conversely, manage it correctly every time. No fancy devices, just sunlight performing its function. They have achieved a mastery of equilibrium, taking just what they require from the contemporary world to satisfy their necessities, while the rest of us find it challenging to manage smart homes. And just hold on, because if the wind strengthens, they have an alternative method to keep things operational. The Amish certainly understand how to maximize nature's offerings, and wind power integrates seamlessly into their lifestyle. In regions with consistent winds, I'll notice wind turbines rotating silently above Amish agricultural lands. These are not the colossal, advanced turbines one might see at a wind farm, but rather smaller, more basic models. These modest turbines drive water pumps, charge batteries, or even illuminate a barn dance, all without any connection to the main power grid. It's truly an ingenious setup. Wind energy currently accounts for approximately 8% of the U.S. electricity supply, yet the Amish regard it more as a reliable companion than a fleeting fad. And here's an interesting point. They don't solely depend on wind during blustery conditions. They combine it with other techniques to guarantee they have power when required, similar to bringing a raincoat to a picnic, just as a precaution. There's a peculiar charm to the notion of wind serving as both their energy source and an intermittent bother. One might expect hats to be sent flying with every gust, but no, they've perfected the skill of keeping them securely in place. a proficiency many of us could benefit from on a blustery day. It's almost as if the wind itself is aware not to interfere with Amish practicality. On one occasion during a drive through the Midwest, I passed a farm and observed a small wind turbine leisurely spinning in the afternoon air. It wasn't noisy or ostentatious, merely performing its function quietly. In that instant, it struck me how straightforward solutions frequently surpass our complex ones. While we fret about smart grids and increasing utility expenses, the Amish maintain smooth operations with just a bit of wind and sound planning. However, when the wind subsides, that's when streams and rivers begin to assume control, energizing the subsequent phase of Amish existence in even more ingenious ways. When a waterway courses through an Amish settlement, it represents more than just water cascading over stones, it's potential streaming directly past. The ever-resourceful Amish have harnessed the gentle might of flowing water to produce energy using small-scale hydropower systems that operate unobtrusively. Unlike enormous dams that disturb whole ecosystems, these installations are modest and uncomplicated, much like the individuals who use them. A turning wheel, some smart engineering, and there you have it, energy without any electrical spark. The entire procedure feels somewhat like borrowing energy from nature without over-exploiting it, which perfectly suits the Amish philosophy. A companion once asked me to join a river kayaking adventure, which seemed tranquil, until I discovered the river was flowing at what I can only describe as NASCAR velocity. We dedicated more time to evading rocks than appreciating the landscape, and by the excursion's end, I had gained a profound respect for water's unyielding power. That very same persistent current is what the Amish quietly utilize, devoid of the theatrics of capsizing kayaks or flying paddles. A wheel, positioned correctly, rotates steadily, transforming the river's motion into usable energy. And the elegance of it is, no gasoline, no coal, no buzzing power lines above. Only the calming sound of water performing its task. Hydropower is also effective due to its dependability. Solar panels might perform poorly under cloud cover, and wind turbines can sometimes be nothing more than large weather vanes, but streams continue to flow, regardless of rain or shine. Even when other things halt for a period, these small hydro systems persistently operate, guaranteeing homes remain warm, tools keep functioning, and life proceeds at its tranquil, measured rhythm. The Amish, it appears, have understood that energy generation need not be accompanied by significant noise and trouble. If there's one aspect to value about hydropower, it's how impeccably it reflects Amish life, constant, sustainable, and devoid of needless intricacy. When I hear the word fuel, my thoughts likely turn to service stations and costly refuels. However, for the Amish, fuel can originate from a much more modest and odorous source. The only product we'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, about 126 superfoods and preservation methods from crisis times like the Great Depression and wartime that are impossible to find elsewhere. We decided to promote his book because we are the last generation able to share these techniques and superfoods to our children or grandchildren. It would be a shame to see this information about highly nutritious foods and preservation methods to survive crises disappear. You can also find a book about herbal remedies from Nicole Avalon on their store. If you're watching this on TV, you can look up our Channel Frugal Solutions on your phone or tablet and find the books by clicking the link in our channel description or any other video description. Waste indeed. We are discussing biogas, where animal manure and organic residues are converted into energy. It's akin to alchemy, but instead of transmuting to gold, the enchantment yields a gas that fuels lights, stoves, and more. While many people are occupied with grievances about escalating utility costs, the Amish are actively transforming yesterday's refuse into tomorrow's energy. It's waste management with an inventive spin and without the anticipated odor. I must confess, my initial attempt at composting nearly ended in surrender after just 1 week. Between the fruit flies congregating on my banana skins and my neighbor's insistence that I had unintentionally concocted a science project, I considered that perhaps this eco-conscious lifestyle wasn't for me. The Amish, however, elevate this concept with biogas systems. They meticulously oversee organic waste, manure, food remnants, even old hay, and allow natural decomposition in airtight containers. As bacteria perform their work, the resultant product is methane gas, ready for energy use. And believe me, understanding that my kitchen stove operates on the remains of yesterday's meal fosters a new gratitude for leftovers. Biogas is not merely practical, it's also highly efficient. A compact system can convert the manure from just a few cows into sufficient energy to illuminate an entire house. And it isn't solely cows contributing, every piece of biodegradable waste plays a part. The environmental advantages are also undeniable. Instead of methane being released into the atmosphere and exacerbating global warming, the Amish capture and utilize it effectively. That's one less bovine emission into the environment, and in this scenario, every small contribution is significant. There's also an unexpected refinement in the operation of these systems. The Amish value simplicity, and biogas aligns perfectly. No intricate machinery or specialized chemicals, just nature, patience, and a profound respect for manure. It's a technique that addresses multiple issues simultaneously: diminishing waste, lowering energy expenses, and ensuring the smooth functioning of farm life. As the adage goes, waste not, want not. And in the Amish sphere, even the least glamorous items possess worth. Once biogas production is established, it operates quietly in the background, maintaining warmth in homes and keeping lamps lit, while city residents worry about power outages and grid malfunctions. The Amish enjoy peace of mind, aware that their power is, quite literally, fermenting. It may not be showy, but it is effective. And when I reflect on it, isn't that the entire objective? The Amish frequently employ thermal mass methods, which entail utilizing materials with substantial thermal mass, such as stone, brick, or concrete, in the construction of their dwellings. These materials gather heat throughout the day and gradually emit it as temperatures fall, thereby assisting in maintaining warmth in homes without dependence on conventional heating systems. During the chillier seasons, sunlight entering through windows facing south heats the thermal mass, which subsequently diffuses this heat over the course of the day and into the evening. This approach is particularly well suited to the Amish lifestyle, where houses are commonly designed to harness natural sunlight and ventilation. It's comparable to possessing an enormous, snug covering that maintains the home's warmth without requiring constant fire tending or increasing the thermostat. For individuals who might perceive this as overly simplistic, I'd say consider this. Numerous contemporary, energy-efficient residences also utilize comparable strategies. It serves as a prompt that, at times, reverting to fundamental principles and employing time-honored practices can be just as potent and frequently more environmentally friendly than the newest devices available. I can just imagine the reductions in heating expenses, all while comfortably situated in a naturally heated home during those cold nights. The Amish frequently utilize passive solar heating to naturally warm their residences by harnessing solar energy. This technique requires careful planning in the design and placement of homes to optimize exposure to sunlight, particularly during winter. For instance, sizable south-oriented windows permit sunlight to penetrate and warm the inside during daylight hours, while substantial walls or thermal mass elements like stone or concrete retain that heat, releasing it gradually during the night. In the morning, these dwellings might be bathed in the sun's warm radiance, fostering a comfortable ambiance without resorting to conventional heating systems. It represents a pragmatic strategy that depends on natural cycles. I can picture entering a home that envelops me like a warm embrace, all attributable to meticulous design and the sun's bounty. This approach not only diminishes heating expenditures, but also lessens dependence on fossil fuels or alternative energy supplies. It is an environmentally sound solution that aligns with the Amish principle of coexisting harmoniously with nature. Furthermore, it prompts me to reconsider how we can architect our living areas to be more energy conscious, leveraging environmental gifts instead of opposing them. The Amish frequently employ greenhouses not solely for cultivating plants, but also as an ingenious method to conserve heat for their dwellings. These constructions capture sunlight during the daytime, establishing a warmer microenvironment. By linking a greenhouse to their house, they can channel this warmth indoors, offering a natural source of heating on sunny days. The greenhouse takes in solar heat, storing it within the soil and plant matter. When dusk arrives and temperatures decrease, this accumulated heat is slowly dispersed into the attached home. This technique proves particularly advantageous during the transitional periods of spring and autumn, aiding in the preservation of a pleasant temperature without the use of standard heating systems. Greenhouses not only assist in warming the home, but also facilitate year-long gardening, supplying fresh produce even throughout winter. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. Plus, I find there's a certain appeal in savoring a cup of hot herbal tea in a snug room heated by solar rays, aware that the plants outdoors are diligently contributing to my home's warmth. The Amish frequently utilize straw bales as a natural means of insulation in their houses. Straw bales excel at retaining air, which aids in keeping dwellings warm during winter and cool throughout summer. The substantial walls constructed from straw bales offer a distinct benefit in managing indoor temperatures without depending on contemporary heating or cooling apparatus. When constructing with straw bales, the Amish generally incorporate them into the wall framework, fostering a comfortable atmosphere. This approach not only conserves energy, but also makes use of easily accessible materials often viewed as agricultural waste products from nearby farms. It is an environmentally sound practice that harmonizes perfectly with the Amish principles of simplicity and self-reliance. In the colder periods, straw bale insulation assists in holding heat, simplifying the task of warming the home with scant energy consumption. And during sweltering summer days, the thick walls maintain a refreshingly cool interior. It's akin to having a natural air conditioning unit, minus the drone of an engine. Besides, who wouldn't appreciate boasting about residing in a home that is both ecologically sound and imparts the feeling of a comforting embrace from nature? I certainly would. As fond as I am of my gadgets, those intelligent home systems capable of dimming lights, preparing coffee, and opening the front door without me so much as moving a muscle, there's an undeniably revitalizing quality to the Amish way of life. Their dwellings operate on resourcefulness, not applications, and their power supplies aren't dependent on cables running through every partition. It's an existence founded on simplicity, yet it provides a type of liberty that is difficult to encounter in contemporary society. While most of us experience alarm when the Wi-Fi fails, the Amish serenely continue, their homes energized by the sun, wind, wood, water, and even a measure of cow manure. Perhaps there's a teaching in that for me. I don't have to exchange my electrical devices for biogas generators immediately, but minor adjustments can have a significant impact. I could install a solar panel or two, attempt to heat my home with a wood-burning stove for a winter, or begin harvesting rainwater. I might find myself astonished at how much my reliance on the power grid diminishes and how gratifying it is to realize I'm living with a lighter ecological footprint. And who can tell? Maybe the next occasion a power outage occurs, instead of rushing to locate candles or charge my phone in the car, I'll simply recline and appreciate the tranquility. After all, the Amish possess knowledge that we are only beginning to unearth anew. Life does not require being connected to be experienced to its fullest.